What up, everyone? You know who I am. I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, and I'm back. And of course, it's been a while, so I thought I'd drop a bite my fucking burrito. Indeed, indeed. And who is such, who is deserving of such a fat, juicy, thick burrito? Well, sometimes, not in this case, but sometimes they say less is more. Now I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. The goddamn Hobbit movies. Yeah, I said it. The goddamn Hobbit movies. Oh, what a shit show that was. 3 fucking huge movies. 2.5 hours long. 2 hours long. Boom, 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 boom. And the book is this big. The Lord of the Rings book's like this. The Hobbit like this. Really not that much material to go around. But they took this book and they stretched it out as they did, and they added all kinds of shit that they shouldn't have. A bunch of action scenes that kind of were okay, and a love story that just made me want to vomit in my mouth. Now, to me, and I know a lot of you fuckers, young fuckers, don't remember this. The ones that are like 18, going, there was a cartoon that they made back in the 70s. That shit was like 60 minutes. And it explained the whole goddamn Hobbit story with the fucking morals intact. It introduced you to all the characters. It told a great, concise story. They did cut some shit out, but they kept the heart of the story in it. Unexpected Journey, not so much. Not so much at all. I mean, like, how you stretch it out. Sometimes when you stretch something out and you add all kinds of shit, it just doesn't work. Like, they added a love story between one of the elves and the dwarf, and it just fucking sucked. I mean, they had so many scenes that they added in, and it just kind of threw the movie off for me. And of course, I understand Hollywood has to do this at times. They have to stretch things out. I mean, the book, Rita Hayworth, the acquisition of Rita Hayworth, aka Shawshank Redemption, came in a book called 4 Seasons. And I think it was like 50, 100 pages long. It wasn't that long. They stretched it out and it ended up being good. This one was just a disaster. I mean, it was too stretched out. It could have been 2 movies, I guess, if they really wanted to do it like that. But 3, they were just kicking a dead horse at this point. And the whole thing with Saruman, the wizard that does mushrooms and has a bird shit on his head, and yeah, that was weird. I mean, like, I understand the idea of a green wizard, but a bird shitting on top of his head. Uh, I don't know. Like, there were so many things that they just kind of felt like they shoved in the story with the ring. That the whole special effect. There's a lot of special effects too that just kind of went awry. And I don't know. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It just seems weird that they decided to go in that direction. But after the success of the Lord of the Ring movies, I guess Jackson wanted another hit, and when that cash machine starts rolling, you know, people will do anything for it. And I've heard actors, I'm not going to make another movie. I'm not going to do it with this company. I'm not going to do it with this director. I'm not going to do another sequel. And then years later, and a fat paycheck down the road, they decide to. It's funny how money changes personalities, doesn't it? How it smooths egos over. How fat stacks of cash have a tranquil effect. I mean, there was a few good things. I mean, they did a real good job on making Smog look like Smog. They did a pretty good job in capturing his personality. The actor that played Bilbo did a good job as Bilbo. But like I said, just the movie just was too big, too bloated, too full of its own self-importance. And I know everyone's at home because I haven't said spoilers. Everyone's screaming their eyes out or screaming their ears out on, yeah, he spoiled it for me. He ruined a shitty movie. It's going to steal 6 hours of my life. And leave me wondering, going, huh. You know, maybe they should make movies like this. This will actually encourage people to read the fucking book. Oh my god. Read the book. Or at least listen to an audio now. God damn. It just saddens my heart how they take something very small and very good, you know, like a small little book. It tells a really good story. And then just destroys it. I mean, just shoots it up with steroids and just watch its pecker go. And there's a scene in the cartoon. Yes, I'm going to spoil a cartoon that came out over 40 years ago, so I don't know what you guys want to do. Just, I guess, hold your noses and fart. That way you guys can clear out your minds why I say this. In the cartoon, that scene where the elves and the humans and the dwarves are about to march down on each other. And, you know, Bilbo's sitting there looking at them going, this is completely stupid, you know. And, you know, the elves are like, you know, everyone's singing, you know, kill the dwarves, kill the elves, keep the gold for ourselves. You know, everyone's singing different songs, you know, or like different tunes, you know, how they're going to kill the other armies. And all of a sudden, there's an old man in the middle of it. And it's Gandalf. And Gandalf tells him, you have another enemy coming. The goblins riding wolves. And their numbers vastly outnumber any one of your single armies. And how quickly the dwarf turns. Thorin Oakenshield turns. And oh god, the whole Oakenshield thing too. That was a long, yeah, the whole Oakenshield thing where they added the goblin coming and everything, that was just more crap they added on. I love how he turns to the elf and goes, oh, Elf King, my true and bravest friend, we must stand against this thing. You know, and the human's like, yeah, my brother, you've always been like brothers to me. My men are at your disposal. How funny peace is made when there's another force raining down upon them. And they kind of leave that fundamental part out of the big movie, fucking 6 hours, and they can't even... The whole origin of Thorin Oakenshield, the goblin with a hand, and it's just like it just added too much into it. It just seemed like it was too much. If they wanted to make an Oakenshield movie, they should have just made an Oakenshield movie. That would have been cool, like a prequel to The Hobbit. You know, then that sort of would have made sense. But throwing all that into the movie just kind of dragged it down. And it left people kind of wondering, You know, it wasn't one of those sweeping epics. They didn't have a lot of material like the Lord of the Rings to draw upon. They were kind of just making it up on the fly. And it shows. You can tell the difference between a Lord of the Rings add-in or a change and just them flying by the seat of their pants. And Jackson, to his credit, he knows the world, but Tolkien is a different beast, a different time, and all the add-ins just ended up destroying the movie, as sad as that is. So, Peter Jackson, the people that helped him and aided him in this crap trilogy, from the bottom of the comic art laws, Blackheart, I tell you to bite my fucking burrito. Bite it, motherfucker. 2 times dipped in sour cream. And if you want, you can lick some avocado in the back. Oh, yeah. So people out there, if you got a good story on your hands, you know, a good book, just needs a wee bit of filler, don't fuck it up. Don't waste my money. And more importantly, if you're going to make a 6-hour movie and just add all kinds of crap in, put in some elven titties, for Christ's sake, or some tits. Oh, and then some. And then I feel like at least I got my money's worth. But as always, this is the Comic Outlaw. Everyone out there, man, like, subscribe, spread the word. And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.